me tell you about my show. Wednesday nights. And here we go. It's the rule of three with a touch of Basco. And like the Joker says, and here we go. It's Wednesday night and it's 9 o'clock. Click on the thumbnail, it's about to get hot. We get 3 different questions in only 3 minutes. It ain't for the scared, it ain't for the timid. Some will like us and some just don't. A lot will back us and some just won't. It don't matter with the Khaos crew. We specialize in making things do what they do. So sit back, chill, and enjoy the show with me, Chris Gaiskar, and Unzo.
Fire, peace, 9 o'clock, Wednesday nights. Don't miss it. Check us out. Peace.
Good morning, Vietnam! Hey. Yes, it is that. It is morning here. Oh, wait, no, it's morning in Vietnam. Whatever.
Well, it's morning somewhere in the world.
It's been a long week. What can I say? I've been working at 4 a.m. every day this week. Okay.
So you're running on fumes? Is that what you're saying?
No, fumes would be if there's still something in the tank. This is like coasting from like 6 miles away from the closest gas station and praying to God that the wind pushes you there.
That's when your empty light is on and you have no more freaking symbols of gas in your tank, right? Yeah, been there. Yeah. Feel you, brother.
Anyways, yes, it is the rule of 3 on Friday, not Wednesday. Good to see everybody, and we're ready to go, kick it off, and do all our things. 12 lovely topics on the board, and 3 minutes for each of us to talk about it. 3 minutes as a group. Same old. You know how it goes. But let's talk about the wonderful crew we got here, as usual. The usual suspects, as we say. Usual criminals, usual... whatever. I don't know. I guess we all have to have our own separated stuff.
Because we can't use suspects because we use suspects and we're stealing Danny's thunder. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Notice I didn't play the Joker thing. I don't think that's a problem if it's still within the construct of what we do. But hey, whatever. But let's go ahead and, as Danny's shaking his head like, that's mine. Now, you know what? I used that before. I think I met you. I loved that before I met you. But it's okay.
And Danny's never even seen the movie yet. We can't use it.
What?
You know what I mean?
You've never seen that movie? The Dark Knight?
Oh, no, not that one. I was saying Usual Suspects.
Usual Suspects. Okay.
Okay.
But he don't. I don't use that. That's your thing.
Yeah, but
you
still need to see that.
Huh?
You used to use Usual Suspects.
We'll figure this all out eventually one of these days. But let's just go around the board real quick, and let's start with Danny. Danny, go ahead and tell everybody about yourself and where you can be found.
I am Danny, 1/4 of this crew that you see here on the panel. I can be found on Monday nights, usually at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on my show, The Chaotic Conversation. Lots of times I'm found, just about every week I'm found on the other guys' shows, The Chaos List, tonight, Rule 3, Basco, the scenario when he did his show a couple weeks ago. Last night, me and Alzo did the show kind of out of the blue, so we're real sporadic, but I think we kind of a consistent sporadic. So just latch on to us, pick one of us, pick all of us, watch our content, man. We just try to do stuff to entertain, to bring news to you, make you laugh, chuckle, make you think. That's what we do.
All right, let's go to Anzo. Anzo, tell everybody about yourself and where you can be found.
Yes, people, what up? You know the channel Biggaford Entertainment. You know the shows, like Danny said, we have the Chaos Crew. So we have the Rule of 3 with a side of Tabasco, Chaos List, Chaos Conversation. Also, my shows, OOC, man. I do appreciate everyone that comes and checks it out. And I'm glad you guys are here today. And I'm pretty sure we're gonna have some fire show today.
I hope so. Last but not least, it's Mr. Gaiskar, the basketball.
I love being last in this. I love it. Everywhere you can find me everywhere what they just said. Plus on my channel, the Basco Scenario, for some DIY stuff, as well as some reviews and the random stream. So yeah, cool.
Note to self: Gaiskar goes first from now on.
Cool.
Yes.
Sure.
We'll see. We'll see if he actually has it memorized. What's going on?
I always do. Not.
All right. Well, guys, you know how it is. Like I said, 3 topics on the board, and make
Let's
sure
do
we're
this.
sharing the sound. We are. Put that over there, and let's share the screen and see what topic number 1 is. Oh, starting right off with a good one here. Conspiracy theorists are saying that the virus is all planned by China to destabilize the world's economy and take advantage in order to purchase properties across the world and provide products to many countries during this pandemic. Do you think these theories have merit?
Topic is caliente, man. I wonder who came up with that one. Shit.
Don't know. But they're obviously conspiracy theorists, but no. All right. So we're going to bring 3 minutes up right here, and I need a volunteer. Who's going first?
I will.
All right, Anzo, you're first. 3 minutes. Time starts now.
Well, here we go with the conspiracy theory stuff, and I've always been one of those ones that take these things with a grain of salt. So I'm going to absolutely positively say no. I do not agree with this. I do not think the virus was man-made. I do not think it was put out there on purpose. Just so you know that China's population or China's got hit real hard with it too as well, right? So yeah, I know people are saying all kinds of stuff, but it's so much things like they're trying to get the vaccine so they could get the chip in you, which I've heard that like fucking 10 years ago when the H1N1 came out, when everybody was getting vaccinated with that, I don't believe that. Sometimes shit happens, man. And I honestly believe that the virus, whatever was, they said it was, came through a bat and stuff like that. That's how I believe it actually came. You know what I mean? There's some of these animals that carry viruses and, they could be deadly to man if they could ever cross over. Some of them can't, but some of them do. And I believe that this is one of them that did. So I'm not one to sit here to believe that it was all put out there for China, because to be honest with you, a lot of countries got hurt with it. You know what I mean? And I don't know. I just don't believe it, man. I try not to follow these conspiracy theories too much. I'll read into a few things if I have to and be like, okay, that's kind of garbage and that makes sense and that and that. So for me, you got to pick your conspiracy theories with a grain of salt because that's what they are, is theories, until someone comes out and says, hey, this is exactly, we have proof that this virus was put out there and by China on purpose and was man-made and stuff like that, then I'll be like, okay. But until then, I just don't buy it at all. China could be taking advantage of it, but China owns practically the world anyways, right? Like most of the deficit that we have or countries have is owed to fucking China. So I don't know, man. I don't buy it, and I'll never buy it unless there's proof that this is what happened. So yeah, that's it. I don't buy it.
All right.
Danny.
See, Danny, I heard you say you wanted to go next, or you wanted to go first, but you were second to say it. So I'll let you go next. 3 minutes. Go right ahead.
Well, I am totally on the opposite spectrum of Anzo. I do believe in conspiracies. Not everyone, but I think some are plausible. Some have some merit to it. Not 1,000% sure, but there's a military term called acceptable loss. That's when someone who is strategizing figures the amount of damage that's going to be caused. And if he or she or the military of that country deems it an acceptable loss, then a lot of times they're given the green light. It would be mighty suspicious if some Chinese people didn't die if they were behind this. So they had to come up with a number that's an acceptable loss. Last time I checked, it's 6 billion of them suckers over there. So if they thin the herd a little bit, and we've always heard they were overpopulated. You always heard the planet is overpopulated. I think this was a man-made disease. I think it was used to thin the herd to what acceptable loss, whatever the powers that be, the people that pull on the strings. I think it is. Whether or not China is profiting from this, I can't say because I don't have any numbers or any data to back that up. But I do believe that whenever they develop these vaccinations and vaccines and stuff, there's patents to that. And whoever owns that patent becomes uber rich. So I don't know if it's Chinese. I don't know if it's this doctor. I can't think of his name. That was like the head disease doctor and consultant to the president. I think he
started with a P, didn't it?
Can't think of a little doctor.
I know who you're talking about when Trump was in office, right?
Yeah. So I definitely think
Polizzi.
Wasn't that? It'll come to me, but I think that there's definitely some people pulling some strings. I believe that this is man-made. It just really blows my mind that cancer's been on the earth for X amount of years, colds, flus, all this kind of stuff, and in less than a year's time, they come up with this cure, not cure, but this come up with this treatment that teaches your body how to fight this. Why didn't we get that same thing for cancer, or same thing for leukemia, same thing for these other things? That's just how my mind wanders. I could be totally wrong. I don't have any tangible proof. But I definitely believe that when there's smoke, there's fire. Not all the time, but sometimes there's fire under that smoke. Whether or not, China is profiting from this, I don't know. But I definitely think if this is a conspiracy theory, it would be mighty stupid that no Chinese people die. And so there had to be an acceptable loss in their mind for this plan to work. They try to throw suspicion off of them. So in my mind, it is quite possible that this may be exactly what they had in plan.
All right. Okay. Gaiskar.
Yeah, well, I'm kind of like in between both Danny and Anzo. I don't think the virus was deliberately, it wasn't man-made. I believe that it was by the rat or whatever, the bats and all that stuff, because that's how a lot of these viruses come from unsanitary places where they raise these exotic animals, because that's what they eat in those regions, right? Mm-hmm. But I do strongly believe that China did capitalize on the opportunity to purchase a lot of properties while, there was this pandemic was going on. In Vancouver, they've been buying properties for over years, even before the pandemic. And that's what caused the whole housing market to escalate over there. Extremely expensive to buy a house there. The same thing is happening in Toronto. The same thing was happening here in Montreal. A lot of the condo buildings that are being constructed are privately owned by Chinese companies, and it's just crazy. And not only that, a lot of the masks and gowns and visors and all that's being sold to the States and to Canada, they're all made in China. Like the majority of the things that are made in China. So, you know what? When it came down to certain things that, Trump wanted to do and boycott certain things and make things back to made in America, I don't disagree with him there, because that brings back the economy. I have a buddy of mine that lives in Illinois, and he lives close to a steel mill, and he, before Trump came into power, there was only one stack smoking, and when Trump came back, they had all four going. So work was better because of whatever tariffs and stuff. The Canadians weren't happy about it, but it was better for the American economy. Like he would say, I don't disagree with the man. It's just if he would just keep his mouth shut, right? So, but I believe strongly that China capitalized on the situation to become even more of a powerhouse. And what could you say, man? Everything's made there. Our iPhones are made there. Our phones are made there. Our clothes are made there. Our Nike shoes are made there. They're all made in China. Man, I remember when Timberland was made in the States, and now they're all made in China. Everything's made in China or Taiwan, or I think it does have merit to an extent because you see it. You visually see it, that everything is made from there, and all the masks and everything, that's where it comes from.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
The majority. I know there's some that are made in the States and in Canada, but the majority of the bulk, when they had to, deploy them, it was all from there.
Hey, Drop Shot, good to see you in the chat. I appreciate you stopping by. Guys, if you're watching right now, please do me a favor. If you got Twitter, Facebook, anything like that, it should be out in most of those because I tweeted out on my accounts for the Real Review 3000. But go check it out. Copy the link, paste it in, tweet a message on Facebook or an Instagram, whatever. Email it to people. Just make sure you help spread the word. Tim Possible, good to see you. Austinator, good to see you guys. All right, very good. 3 minutes for me. Let's do this. No. Here's the thing that you got to remember when it comes down. Anza said it that a large portion of deficit, and I don't mean like a ton in the States, but it's a large percentage, like 15-20% of the United States deficit belongs to China. Mm-hmm. But China's deficit belongs to us. And then the United States, a bigger portion of it belongs to the United States people. They owe us money. But that's how the economy in the world works if you're capitalist. Now, the thing that wouldn't make sense on this is that if an economy tumbles, like completely collapses, which could have happened, wasn't guaranteed to happen, but it could have happened. If it happened to the United States, to Canada, China's economy crashes too, because it's based on the same system. It's based on the same stocks and the same type of trading. So if one goes, it's a domino effect. I don't think they're going to risk the chance of that happening. Now, is it true that they were producing the majority of the masks and the ventilators and the face shields and all that stuff? Yes, it's true. Was it true what Gaiskar said about how Trump was trying to bring that back? Yes, and I think the pandemic showed how badly a lot of countries need to go back and start relying on themselves. Is it more expensive? Yes, but it's necessary because it keeps a country self-sufficient enough that if this happens and you do have to close borders, that you can do your own thing. But, well, yeah, Commodore, live tomorrow. I fixed it. It should say live now, but whatever. But the thing is that I don't think that they're going to purposely release this out there with the chance that it could take them out too. Again, this showed that it didn't discriminate. It was very easy to get. And to Danny's point about how did it take no time to get a vaccine? It's really simple. That's why it spreads so quickly. It is such a simplistic virus that it's not even funny. They've said that this is more simplistic than the common cold. But that's why it's so easy to spread. Cancer is a complex problem. AIDS was a complex problem, and they're getting closer to figuring out AIDS. I think someday we may see a cure to cancer. It's not in the cure that money is, though, and that's the problem. Mm-hmm. So I don't think that China did this on purpose. Now, did it come from there? Was it carelessness, perhaps? Mm-hmm. Sure. Was it possibly, and I want to start the 3 minutes now, was it possibly that they wanted to see what would happen if something like this got out? I don't put that past China. Mm-hmm. I don't think it was on purpose, though. And yes, it is on purpose. As you say, okay, oops, now it's out. Let's see what happens. But I don't think they did it with the intention to gain a foothold on anything. They did it because that's the type of country they are. They want to know what would happen.
Yeah, but
sorry, guys, go ahead.
It was an example for the world because everybody got to witness how they need to improve their reaction time to a pandemic this
And
size.
not only that, it's like you say, to thin the herd, but there's over 7 billion people on this planet. Total deaths worldwide are 3.7 million. That is not enough deaths to thin a herd. We had over 172 million people recover from this virus. So if this is going to be something or they send out a virus that's going to thin the herd, you're going to see billions of people dying.
But look at the majority of the people that died. They were all people that had health conditions. So they were either living off the Medicare system or the insurance plans. There were old people that were living off their pensions and stuff like that, who also died from it. So look at all that money that governments ended up saving at the end, right? It's crazy if you really start thinking about it like that. It's like, yeah, but it's still makes you wonder, though.
When I say thin the herd, okay, when you be a professional of whatever, you're gonna have to practice. Who's to say this wasn't a practice run? Oh, we add this ingredient, this does this. This takes out this number. If we add this ingredient, it might grow exponentially. All I'm saying is, we all watch these movies where we see sadistic people do sick stuff. Some stuff we cheer like, damn, that's a cold bastard. Where do you think these ideas come from? Or if some people watch the same shit and try to emulate what they see on these movies. I'm not saying that's what happened. I'm just saying it is in the realm of possibility. That there's some sick, perverted people out there that get together and say, hey, Earth resources at this rate is going to be used up 20 whatever. If we don't do something drastically, then guess what? And I'm just saying now, it's a little, might say it wonky. Why is this millionaire? I can't think his name. He is trying his best to get off this planet to go to Mars or wherever. Yeah. We know these planets don't have oxygen that we need. Why I'm so desperate to get off somewhere, and to me, it's just okay. I'm trying to read the tea leaves.
There's a lot of different things that need to happen just because you get rid of people. Here's the thing, and I love doing this to vegan people and vegetarians. Is they're like, oh, we need to save cows. We need to do this. We need to do that. Do you realize cow flatulence is actually one of the biggest causes for greenhouse gases?
Yes.
And that's the thing. It's like people don't understand that if we don't eat these cows, that happens. There's a lot of factors that go into this. And I think that, like I said, we know that the United States did experiments to know what radiation did to people. And then we dropped the first atomic bomb. But China's done it. Russia did it. The French did it. Lots of places have done experiments. And only until 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 years later do we actually find out the extent and exactly how horrendous some of these tests were. I would put this in a place that right now we're just saying, oh, well, we don't know. It's a virus. Blah, blah, blah. 50 years from now, we don't know what China's going to be like, but if they're still a communist country, they might come out and say, well, we kind of dropped the ball. It got out of a research facility, and we just kind of said, stop. Let's see what happens. They might come out and say it. That could be. I just don't think it was absolutely intentional. But to your point, Danny, I don't put it past them that if it happened accidentally, just saying, wait, let's see what happened. Maybe. I don't know. All right.
You know what's kind of crazy? My last statement. Some people that be like, I don't want the government to do this. I don't trust the government. But when something seems so horrific and you just can't fathom it, I don't know. The government, I don't think. I'm just telling you.
Oh no, I believe
the government is a motherfucker.
Oh yeah.
But it's not about trusting the government for me. For me, it's about looking at the numbers. And like I said before, man, the numbers don't match up for thinning the herd to me. That's just my opinion.
All right. LEG and Mio1, thank you guys for being here, man. Go to my Twitter at ChrisKnight5150, and my pinned tweet is the tweet for tonight. I believe it's over on Chaos Central's Twitter too. That's at Central Chaos. Check that out. Retweet it. Get us some more people in here. And let's go ahead and see what topic number 2 is going to be. That was a good topic to start off.
Oh shit!
Ooh, so close, though. So close, right? Do you think that the Black Lives Matter movement has the same weight that it used to?
I'll go.
Okay. Put that into the chat. And we're going to bring up that 3-minute timer. And your time, Gaiskar, starts now.
Absolutely not. It does not. I've said this on one of the streams. It brought awareness. It caused movements. It did the whole keep awareness going. But it's up to those people and to do the actions. It's no longer words that need to be spoken. Actions need to be taken in order for things to get better. And it's each of our responsibility to do that. And, and talk about it and treat people with respect and move forward. And when there's things that come out on the media, stand up for them, stand up for the justice and make your voice heard. But that whole label of that, even the founder, one of the co-founders even, came out and said that he left it because of the beast that it became and the money, how it was being misused, and for that Black Lives Matter corporation or a corporation, or what are you going to call it? Charity organization. It just got corrupted by money, right? For me, it's always been action, what you do, what other people do, spread the word like that. But once you start getting into these corporations and these unions, sometimes money takes the best of it and money corrupts people. And no matter what your noble intentions are in the beginning, sometimes, it corrupts, and that's when things go wrong. But I don't think it has the same movement, because you see it in sports where the players were used to kneel. Now many of them are choosing not to kneel because of exactly that. They don't feel that's what needs to be done. It's action that needs to be done. Those symbols don't really mean anything if the people don't do it. It's like many people on social media, when this happened, they were putting, the Black Lives Matter, skin to their pictures and stuff like that. I didn't do it. And I got grief from a buddy of mine that says, why didn't you do it? And I'm like, because it's not only, they do matter. I'm not saying they don't matter, but I take it's my responsibility to do the justice. And that's what I do. I don't need to put a symbol or a t-shirt on to demonstrate that that's what I believe in. I was raised I grew up in an area where that was my life. It was to be there and be just and be right, to no matter what color your skin is. But I don't think it's that movement is a movement that has to be taught and educated, not just throw on a t-shirt and walk around as a fashion statement. It's strong. It's more than that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, I was raised that was expected. The people deserved that unless they did something that changed that deserving. If people were respectful to you, you were respectful to them. And if you didn't know the person, you didn't just come up on them like, they were a bad person because of their skin color or because of where they came from. 100%. That's the way I was raised. And it sounds like you were raised the same way. And I'm really disappointed in Onzo for calling you out for not having that on there.
No, it wasn't Onzo at all.
Oh, come on. That was a joke. Come on.
Oh, okay.
Was that so deadpan that you just went with it like that?
It's just that, I'm very defensive about that because it could be misinterpreted by other people. So
no, and that's true. And I think that was the worst part about the movement is that if you didn't have it on somebody, why don't you support that?
Mm-hmm.
It's not that I don't support it. It's just, I don't think just saying it makes it that you're supporting it. It's the same thing I tell my kids all the time. If you're voting for somebody, or if you're voting for something, or if you're supporting something, why? That's what I ask my kids every time. Oh, I don't like this person in politics. And I'm like, why don't you? Well, because of this. No. Not why does somebody else not like them? That you heard it. Why don't you like them? Have you looked them up? Do you know anything about them? That's what you have to teach your kids these days. I'm sorry. Who wants to go next?
I'll go next.
All right, Alonso, go ahead. 3 minutes, go.
All right. So, yeah, I kind of think it does. It did because, the last time we've seen anything or heard of anything was George Floyd. And there's things that have been happened after that. You know what I mean? And my point is this: it's like at this point, yes, I know we're getting. It was done because of police brutality. And they were marching. They were, doing everything they had to do, but that's not enough, man. I mean, these organizations are making money from donations from people. And then when you have one of the CEOs complaining that they're not putting any money back into the community, then what are they really doing? You know what I mean? There was a situation that we had on the OOC with the guy that got murdered like 2 years ago. We didn't even hear nothing about that. You know what I mean? And then now that it's came out, where are they? How come no one is talking about that case anymore? It's like they came out, they brought it out after a year, 2 years, a year, I think, and then boom, it hasn't gone to trial. We don't know what happened with the cop yet. So where is Black Lives Matter now? It seems to me like whenever it's something that is nationwide or big news, then you'll see Black Lives Matters all over it. But if it's something little, they're not around. And if we're going to make change, we can't just go after the little things. We have to go after the big things. We have to go after the little things too. You know what I mean? If we're going to stop all of this stuff, racism and all that stuff, it has to be taught. It has to be stopped from the little things. We have to help out with our schools. Some of these schools, they don't have enough money for books. And when you're getting donations, if that's not what you're doing, and I'm not going to sit here and like, oh, she was the founder was buying houses and all that stuff. I don't know about that stuff. You know what I mean? I haven't looked into it or whatever. All I'm going to say is that I know they weren't putting money into the things that they should have been putting the money into. And that's an issue for me. You know what I mean? Hey, man, we all know Black Lives Matter means something, especially to us. And it meant a lot when it first came out, right? And people tried to put it down. No, it's all lives matter. No, that's not what we're saying. They always try to put this little narrative into things to where they try to bring down the organization. And it could be a little bit of what's happening now. But at the end of the day, like I'm still seeing, certain things going on and certain things happening. And I'm not hearing a peep from Black Lives Matters. I'm not hearing a peep from them. So for me, it's like, if you're going to be consistent, you got to be consistent. Look back in the day with the Black Panthers. They were on that shit constantly. You know what I mean? Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, they were marching constantly. It wasn't just with the marches. They made sure that shit got changed. Black Lives Matters just be marching, but they ain't making sure that things are getting changed. And that's the issue.
Yep. No. Very good. Danny, 3 minutes. Go right ahead.
I definitely think they're weak. I don't think they never really had any true strength. We live in a world now where stuff sounds good, or we'll rally around each other when the chips are down. But as soon as we see that ray of light and get back to normalcy and get back to our lives, then we tend to fall back into our same old routine. Yeah, it sounds good, and when we together in a diverse crowd, we try to be like this and that. But most of the time, I was raised in the South. I was raised not to hate white people, but not to trust them. But lo and behold, God has a sense of humor, because guess who I fell in love with? Same person that I was raised to not trust. And it showed me a different side of life, different side of how people think. I think it gives me an edge, because I can say some things in workplace and with my friends that if I was married to a black woman, I couldn't say, because it would be deemed as racist. But because I'm married to a white woman, I can get away with saying some stuff. They'd be like, but damn, he can't be racist because he's married to a white woman. So I use that to my advantage in some situations. I just don't think that Black Lives Matters has the strength, has the longevity that it needs, has determination, because money's involved. Whenever money's involved, somebody's going to get the sticky finger. Somebody's going to try to be slick, try to do something that's going to benefit them. And most of the time, I hate to say it, but there is no way. Oswald just gave me the number. 7 billion people are going to stop feeling their way and all fall in one unison where racism goes away. It ain't going to happen. I hope that it will. I just don't believe that it will. Maybe we can curtail it some and slow it down. Maybe there's new millennials that seem to don't see color. Maybe that'll be the next evolution of the human race. But right now, as long as these baby boomers and Generation X that still carry that stuff, I don't know if we ever get rid of it. It's going to take many, many, many generations past any of us on this panel lifetime to be in this total utopia where racism doesn't exist. We just got to learn to deal with it. We just got to learn to fight and control what we can control and fight, and hope that, and just surround ourselves with people that we trust, no matter what race, creed, or color, and to teach our children. That's our main job as a parent, to teach your children to don't judge someone by the color of their skin, but by their character, how they treat you, what's right and wrong, and keep it moving. That's all we can do.
I think that right there is a big thing. We live in a world where parenting is like, I have to do what? When I was growing up, when you guys were growing up, your parents didn't have to be told to parent your kids, which was us. Your parents did it. Your parents weren't afraid of spanking your butt if you were wrong. And we, somewhere in the past 10, 15, 20 years, have literally taken parents and scared them to discipline their children.
I'm gonna tell you, you know how we have man talk, like when we talk stuff. I never had man talk my dad till I was grown. He never said none of this crazy stuff that we say to kids and stuff. Never until I was a grown man. Then he started talking about stuff like that. And when the first time he did, I was like, "What the hell?
What?
Did you see I'm here?"
And a point to Chris made is, we need to beat our kids. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to say we're abusing our kids, but you need to have a hand. You need to spank and discipline your kids, man, because some of these kids that I see nowadays are just unruly. They feel entitled. And they don't give a damn about fuck all. And that's because they never got their ass beat. I got my ass beat when I was a kid, so I know what that's like. And
what's scary, they ain't scared of dying.
No, that's true.
That is crazy.
They haven't been taught about the value of life.
I
mean,
oh well, I die. Fuck it. I'm like, huh? Do you know what that means?
It's crazy.
It ain't like getting up and resetting a video game. That's it. End game. Nothing.
All right. So great point Anzo made about Black Panthers. Because I was going to bring this up, and I'm glad you did. Nice segue for this. Former former Black Panther chairwoman Elaine Brown did an interview in the UK. I can't remember what it was on, and she said that she believed that the "Hands Up, Don't Shoot" slogan was a plantation mentality. She said that she wasn't sure what they stood for. She said there was no organization. They didn't go to the neighborhoods. One of the things I've asked during this whole thing is why is it that they're sitting there and they're protesting in major parts of cities, like the big, for us, we have a place called the Plaza. It was the first mall, according to some people, in the country, in the world type thing. And we had our huge demonstrations were down there every night. George Floyd. And they were doing this. As soon as you'd see on the news that somebody in our own city got shot, a black man got shot in a neighborhood, I said, why aren't they going to those neighborhoods and protesting that? Yes, I understand it may not be police brutality, but it's still a death of a black person. If Black Lives Matter, why aren't they following these deaths, these murders, and going place to place? Because that's the type of thing the Black Panthers did. They didn't wait for it to come to where they were. They didn't go to a central place. They organized in a central place, and then they moved out in groups. They canvassed areas. And And the thing about the Black Lives Matter movement is like so many movements today, it was hijacked. It was hijacked for publicity and then hijacked for money and other things. And now you don't really hear about it. It's an individual story. So like we're at the 1 year mark for George Floyd's death. So we're hearing about that, but you're not really hearing about the BLM movement as much. And over time, it'll subdue. I was really surprised that the Black Panthers didn't make a resurgence during this. I really was. But it was a 60s. Well, it was a 60s mentality. It was a different mentality back then. And in a way, it was militaristic in an idea. And I don't mean that in a bad way, people. I mean that it was very, very organized. And very deliberate about what it was doing. There were people willing to, and I don't like using the word, but sacrifice for a cause. They were willing to go to jail. They were willing to push. I don't think any of that was the same for Black Lives Matter. And I'm not talking bad about Black Lives Matter either. I'm just saying it was very much a millennial thing. It was very, I don't know, it didn't have a lot of teeth.
And to your point, like you said, Chris, it's to your point, you know what I mean? Almost all these organizations, they start off with the good intent, but then money gets involved and everything changes. And the difference between now and then was that nobody was paying the Black Panthers to fucking stop doing what they were doing or change their political views or change their views or anything. No, they were trying to put them in jail, right? But now they realize, well, the best way to combat these type of organizations, these type of movements, is to put money into it.
Yep. No, you're right. 3 minutes. Let's talk about this, guys. Good intentions for sure. I mean, there was a reason for doing it, but I think Anza said it right there. Is it a government or is it a society thing where they're like, the best way to get rid of it is everybody just say, yes, Black Lives Matter. Good job. Yay. We're going to give you money for your cause. I mean, it almost seems like that's the way. It's just smile, nod, agree long enough for it to die out, and then just it's gone. And I don't even think the Black Panthers would have taken that. They would have looked at me and says, man, you don't understand this. I mean, nothing against the Black Panthers. I don't think they were a racist organization, but I think they were. I think the Black Panthers were very much about their own culture. They wanted their culture to be strong and be
Black Panther organization, it wouldn't work now because back then they were hungry. Black people were more on the short end of the stick than they are now. I'm not saying we're not on the short end of the stick, but right now, some of us are on the other side of the stick, pushing the ones that are on the short end of the stick back down. So back then we were more united because we were a people trying to come up. Now that a certain percentage of us has come up, they ain't trying to do nothing to mess that up. So you got to get back hungry and uncomfortable in order for something like that. As long as you're comfortable, you're not going to mess that up.
I think
very few people are going to mess that up.
Like I said, I think the Black Panthers were about being black, being proud of who you were, and making your own community accountable for itself. They taught people you need to vote. You need to change what's going on. You don't expect other people to do it for you. That's your job to make that happen. And like you said, hungry, very good work. And I don't know if a lot of these people who are part of the Black Lives Matter movement were necessarily hungry or if they were just there because it was a movement and people were there with lots of noise and it was like, ooh, I'm excited to be a part of something. And then there was it's like taking a match in a puddle of gasoline. At first, it's very big and fiery, but it doesn't last very long.
You ever have friends like when you're juveniles that just want to go to the party? Hey, where's the next party? Where's the next party? Then as soon as that party dies, they look. That's pretty much how some things are now. Oh, there's a big bang noise over here. Okay, let's go over here. Then when it dies down, they try to find something else. Like they're chasing excitement or chasing controversy.
For sure.
Publicity. You know what I mean? If they're gonna do it, right? and do it in these small things where no one's watching doesn't have no weight for them. But the minute it's something big and they can be on TV and they can be doing this stuff, then that's when it's like, yeah, let's go do it. You know what I mean?
And that's what I thought. That's what I thought all about it. Like I said, you know.
Now I could be wrong. I could be wrong with this person. If I am, I will say it. But that's the only time I see Al Sharpton. It's some kind of controversy, some kind of controversy or something like that can be, and he get on his soapbox. And like I said, I don't know the man from Adam Housecat. I could be totally wrong, but it seems like that's the only time I really see him, when there's some kind of controversy or something that he can get on there and act like he's the voice of the black people. No, he's not my voice. He's not my voice.
And I'm gonna say this before we change up. Or sorry, Chris.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
The scene in Malcolm X where they take the guy into the jail, and Malcolm X brings a whole bunch of brothers over there, and he's like, "I want to make sure that my dude is okay." You know, those are the things that they were doing back in the day. You don't see none of that shit. You don't see them. You know what I mean? When someone's getting beat up by the cops and then something happens, they're not going to the police station and trying to make sure that everything is okay. You know what I mean? And trying to get answers. No, they'll just go and protest and blah, 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 blah.
And you heard what he said at the end. That's too much power for one man to have.
Absolutely. Great scene in that movie, man.
But I think that's the thing. Movie. You guys bring up, or Danny brings up a good point. Al Sharpton, I don't know, Jesse Jackson, even in a sense. These guys are out there in front of the cameras, and I'm not going to take away the fact that they are a voice that people listen to. I won't take that away from them. But Martin Luther King wasn't worried about the cameras. He was in places. We heard about he would go to small churches and talk to people. It wasn't about, and that's what it's about. Any movement should not be about the amount of people there. If there's 5 people who are listening to you, you spread that message. It's the same thing that if you're a Christian, and I'm not going to get into the Christianity thing here, but if you're a Christian, it says speak your faith. Go and tell people. It doesn't matter if it's 1, doesn't matter if it's 500. That's the way that these movements have to be. If I got a person there and I have their undivided attention, I need to be talking about it.
Facts.
If they don't listen to me, fine, but I need to still be talking about it. I don't need to worry about I don't need to worry about how much impact it has, because every little nick at a concrete wall is a nick on a concrete wall.
If you start doing that, they're going to label you as crazy or something. Oh, look at Chris. He's out there. That's what they do. They try to, if they see you doing something positive,
the first person.
They try to discredit you.
I know.
And they'll look for anything to do that too.
They'll talk about you smoking weed when you were fucking 12. And I mean, he used to smoke weed when he's 12, so he doesn't know what he's doing. And yeah, man, they try to discredit you in any single way, man.
You keep moving it. You keep walking. You keep doing the same thing you're doing. You keep talking about what you got to talk about. And you know what? Eventually people are going to see what's really going on. Eventually. Unfortunately, people get taken down by that stuff. They feel like they have to stop because it's just a fight that they can't fight.
Very few people have that kind of endurance and
I know
intestinal fortitude.
It's got to be a mission. Yeah.
Oh, by the way, yes, Ostinator, you are absolutely correct. The Lakers did lose to the Suns. Yeah, boy. Now I just need the Clippers to lose.
All right. YouTube for some is recreation and for others it's a job. At what point, if it's recreational, should you pull the plug due to controversy, lies, and or gossip?
I'll go on that one.
Yes, you will. Put that into the chat. Bring up the 3 minutes, and time for you, Danny, starts now.
I don't think you should pull the plug on anything until you are just sick and tired of the mess, whatever. Because I know for me, I can only speak for me. This is recreational. I knew it. I fully understand that I'll never make a living at this because I don't put in the time that I think is necessary to do it. But I do it because I enjoy conversing with y'all. I met friends. I have lifelong friends. So I'm not going to let anything just make me completely pull out for this. You have to be something crazy, drastic. I just don't see that happening because I can control this. I come on when I want to. I go to the shows that I want to. If I don't like something, I just don't watch it. I don't sit here and read Twitter or Facebook or whatever social media that you want to read and just follow everything and live my life through this. I do this mainly to converse with other people that have some of the same likes that I have. So I don't think it's a job. Sometimes it feels like a job when you have too many things, but that's when you got to have enough common sense or enough discipline to say, okay, I'm doing a little bit too much. Let me pull back. Case in point, last year I took a month off. Not because I felt like it was work, it was just a lot of stuff going on, trying to juggle 2 jobs, trying to juggle life and family. So you have to have enough common sense to know what's too much for you. Nobody in this medium is going to make me leave what I built. So I may not agree with you or like you, and if I don't, chances are you won't see me streaming with you. There are some channels out here that are dedicated to pumping out negativity. I don't watch them. I watch things that Danny likes. It may not be what Chris like. It may not be what Anzo like. It may not be what Gaiskar like. We all 4 different men. We got 4 different likes and dislikes, and we got similar likes and dislikes. Not gonna like the same thing, but everybody here has a mind of their own, and I don't think that nothing in this medium is gonna make any of us pull the plug and say, I had enough of it. Maybe a person or individual, but not giving up YouTube altogether. So for me, I ain't gonna pull the plug until I want to pull the plug until I'm tired of it. And where I feel I ain't gonna be tired of this for a while. So there's nothing gonna make me pull the plug about controversy. I don't get the controversy because I have enough sense to know if something is too crazy, I'll discuss it off camera with people that I trust. Because you say stuff, if you don't have enough mind about yourself and say crazy stuff, then people will clip it and make you look stupid, whatever. You just got to be very mindful of what you say and just be clear and concise about it. So that's how I feel about that situation.
All right. Who wants to go next?
I'll go.
All right, Gaiskar.
Oh, okay. No, go ahead.
Okay. Gaiskar, 3 minutes, go. You're muted, though, Gaiskar. Let's.
Wow, that's
all right, JJ.
That doesn't happen
JJ.
often. No, because my wife's they were vacuuming, so I muted and I forgot. Like Danny was saying, for me, and I can only speak for myself, it would have to be something either, because of my job or something would have interfered or something for what I would have said that possibly, that because that's my bread and butter right there. But as long as those people that are out there to get you, I know the type of person that I am, and I believe that the people that I surrounded myself with knows how I am when I'm on these streams, that would back me up if something like that would happen. And there's, like Danny said, there's channels out there that are dedicated to, causing trouble and causing drama because that's how they get viewership. And there's a huge viewership for that, right? And it's sad because, a lot of us here, we're doing it for fun. I'm doing it for, I never thought I was going to do it until, Anzo had me on the show, and then Danny had me on the show, you had me on the show, and here I am on Chaos Central as a regular, which for me, I use it as a pastime and therapy. And I'm being dead honest when I say therapy. And for people to attack you for your views, well, your views are your views. We can always agree to disagree. I know there's going to be people out there that are going to, that are going to try and bring you down because they don't have that mentality that other people can think differently and respect that different thought process, right? There's many things, there's things that Anzo and I don't see eye to eye, but I respect his opinion and I respect what he thinks. The same goes for Danny. The same thing goes for you, Chris. And it's sad that many people cannot have a conversation and come to those terms, and and walk away shaking hands or see you later, whatever, right? With respect. But like I said before, it's the viewership, it's the clicks. There's a huge mass of people that like to see conflict because at the end of the day, that's what attracts more attention is when it's bad news. And my parents always said it, bad news always travels faster than good news. And that's what I have to say on that.
Really quick, drop shop. I hate doing. I gotta message them again about this. It needs to move over to the side because I'm blocking you guys while you were talking. Sorry about that. Drop shop. I like watching all you guys because you can tell you get together for a good time. I'm sure you're happy to get money, but it's not the reason, and that is absolutely right.
That
Appreciate
is correct.
100%.
Anzo,
Thanks, drop shop.
3 minutes. Go.
Well, first I will say is that if you guys don't agree with me, I don't give a fuck about your opinions, and I don't respect that motherfucking shit. You know, I am right. You guys are always fucking wrong, so I don't want to hear that bullshit.
Oh my god.
No, but on a different note, though, I'm with Danny and Gaiskar. I do this shit for fun. You know what I mean? I got monetized, I believe, and I still say to this day, I just happened to get lucky that I got the subscribers that I got. You know what I mean? I don't feel like I'm doing anything that no one else is doing or doing something special. Basically, it's I'm not gonna be I'm not this I'm like Danny. I know I will not get to a point to where I can quit my job or quit working and do this full time. If it happens, hey, I'll work this motherfucker like a bitch. But you know what I mean? but I personally, I'm not. That's not what I'm going for. You know what I mean? I'm just coming to hang out, have some fun with my boys over here. You know, I met some good people online. If it wasn't for Danny, I wouldn't be here. And when I first started watching streams, I never once. I'm like, never thought about doing YouTube. And then Danny was like, yeah, man, if anybody wants to come on. And I know I don't know for a fact, but I'm assuming he was talking about other YouTubers, you know? But I reached out, he let me on, and I was on Equilibrium with him and Terrence, and then I've just been doing this shit ever since. And like I said, it's fun to me. You know, if I had a different experience on my first stream, I probably wouldn't be back. You know what I mean? I'd be like, fuck that shit. This isn't for me. But I had a great time, and that's why I'm doing this. Then I met Chris. Then I was able to bring people in because I always like to give back as well. So when it comes to me, I remember the first time I seen YouTube drama, I was like, what the fuck is this shit? Like, this is the type of shit that really goes on. I'm like, this is like some kid shit. I was ready to be like, yo, Danny, I'm like, I think I'm just gonna cut off this YouTube because this bullshit. I wasn't expecting grown ass men to act the way they did. Then he's like, nah, man, you can't do that, whatever. And he's absolutely right. So even if it's for recreation, you can't make anybody stop you from doing what you want to do, man. If someone tries to bring the drama to you, then you finish that shit, you know, but you don't go looking for it. And that's the way it is with me. I'm not out here looking for drama, and I don't want drama. I avoid it to the fucking fullest, you know, but at the end of the day, I can't be naive to not think that sooner or later it's going to come back to me. You know, we all say things that people don't agree with, and there's going to be one day where I'm going to be watching YouTube and someone's going to have a clip of me saying some shit, and then I'm going to have to wreck that shit. Like, you know what I mean? And I know I'll just have to call Danny, call Gaiskar, call Chris, and I'll be like, yo, this guy did some shit. Let's hit him up, you know? And I would do the same thing for these guys because this is my family. And if one of us is down, then we all fucking down. If one of us is happy, we all happy. If you come at one, you're coming at us all. That's how I feel.
Chaos Central.
What is it? It's called check yourself before you wreck yourself.
Fucking right.
Very good. All right. All right. So years ago, when I first started talking about doing this Chaos Central thing, it started off with stupid skits and stuff like that, and we'll get to that eventually. In fact, coming up tomorrow, I'm going to be premiering something that was originally meant for this channel 3 years ago or so now.
wow.
So we're going to premiere it on here. It's a redo version of the video. I hope you guys check it out. Years ago, like I said, I've always been in the mind of that I want a place and I want people to feel like they can share their opinions as long as you're respectful about other people's opinions. Don't have to agree with them. Don't have to say, oh, you're right. No, you can say they're wrong and you don't have to agree with them. And at some point, we come to a consensus, and it happens a lot on here. Come to a consensus that, hey, I don't agree with you. You don't agree with me. That's where we're going to have to leave it. Because it's never going to change. That's how it is. And that's fine. I wanted this to be that type of place. And I didn't care about the money. Been monetized now for about a year and a half. And even then, I don't care because this isn't where my money comes from. And if you watch a lot of people out there, even people with 50, 60, 70, 80,000 subscribers, they still have a day-to-day job. If you think they're making it off of here, you're wrong. There are people who do it, but they have to hustle. Like, I mean, when I say hustle, I mean they're asking for donations. They're doing this. It's a constant thing. And I don't like going to people and say, hey, man.
Me neither.
Do this, or come on. If you do it, great. If you don't, fine. I hate doing that. And I've thought about, it'd be nice to, have a paycheck come every month for YouTube or whatnot. But it's like, I just can't do it. And so when I created this whole thing, I wanted it to be a place where that wasn't motivated. That the motivator was people are unique unto themselves. And even within that uniqueness, sometimes that uniqueness matches up to another person's uniqueness because I like this, you like this, we have the same opinion of this, great. Right. Other times, no. But the thing is you can still respect him because you remember, hey, Anzo likes Star Wars. I like Star Wars. He may not like, I don't know, WWE, but I like WWE. But he likes Star Wars, I like Star Wars. We have common ground. That's where we start. Because we can talk Star Wars anytime and we're good. That's the key. And you're right. Too many people, too many places look for what divides, and that's where they go for it. And you know what? Great for them. But you know what? That only goes so far. Eventually, people come to every one of these streams. They see every one of these streams and they say, look, these guys they don't change because the tide changes. They're 2 years ago, they said this. They're still saying it 2 years after. Not because it's popular, it's because that's who they are. And that's what I wanted here. And you guys all bring that to this. And that's why I think we're great and unique. And I talk to people who watch these shows and they all say it's a great when we come out. And you guys make that happen. And I appreciate that from you guys.
I want names and phone numbers.
Yeah.
30 minutes. Let's talk about this. Go ahead.
And you said something. No, start to
okay, go ahead.
And you said something, and it's like, well, it's not about the money, man. And if you guys think I have, you can go back and look any of my streams since I've been monetized. I've never once asked anybody to give me a super chat. 100%. You know what I mean? I've never asked that. If you want to do it, that's fine. Go right ahead and do it. But at the end of the day, we're about having fun. And this is what makes us men, because we can disagree. We can even have heated fucking arguments. I've had with Danny. I've had with fucking Chris. I've even had with Gaiskar. You know what I mean? But when the stream is done, we laughing. You know what I mean? We laughing, we joking, and like, yeah. You may stay heated for a little bit and be like, this motherfucker and shit. But, to be like, I'm never speaking to Danny again because he said conspiracy theories are true and I don't believe that. Or Chris doesn't think fucking George Lucas has a backstory. He's a fool. Fuck that guy.
He doesn't.
Yes, he does.
Okay, well, let's just keep with this topic. So,
what really what drives me crazy? Well, I ain't gonna say that's wrong phrasing, but like these negative channels, they have to work at that. I mean, work at finding something, bro. I'm telling you, if something hits me, man, I'm off the fly. It's something I want to talk about. I'm interested in. What you see is 100% real Danny. This ain't nothing that I'm trying to fake and nothing, that kind of stuff, and all this kind of stuff. Just
Hello, everybody.
Yeah, just to do all. I mean,
and and absolutely, and I'm not going to talk about their content, but look at Geeks and Gamers, right? They're trying to build something where they don't have to work anymore. Look how hard they work. look how hard they work. You know what I mean? It's constant videos every single day. And I personally know that I can't do that. I wake up some mornings and it's like, I should make a video. And I'm like, fuck that. And I haven't made a video in months. You know
Well, it's even, I even heard,
Video.
yeah, I even heard Gary, man. Gary has a guy who edits his videos for him, right? And he
Mhm.
said it many times. If it wasn't for him, that guy who edits his video, he wouldn't be able to do what he does.
Mhm.
I don't know if he's paid or not, or if he does it out
It's
of the
hard
out of
finding content some days.
it's crazy.
It is hard. Since I went to that format with 6 questions, and
Mhm.
some days I'd be struggling with them 6 questions. I'd be like, oh my God, what the hell?
Yeah, man. The last couple of chaos lists, and I'm looking for topics, and I'm just going through Movie Web, and I'm like, holy shit, what the fuck? Nothing's going on, you know?
I think, like you were saying, Anzo, you know, these people have to work this. It's very obvious when they stay on the same trope for years. We are about a year and a half out from The Rise of Skywalker. There are people who are still bringing up The Last Jedi, which is 3.5, 4 years out.
That's because they figure out the algorithm, and they know that if they do this, and this,
those people who hate The Last Jedi will always watch stuff about The Last Jedi. They will, because it reaffirms their feelings about something. They feel good about themselves knowing that somebody else.
They figure out the algorithm. Okay, if I talk about this, the X amount of people gonna. I mean, I'm telling you, the people that say they hate Disney, y'all just, to me, you're just crazy. Because Disney ain't going nowhere. They own every damn thing. So just fucking don't watch it. That's the only way you're gonna hurt. That's the only way you're gonna hurt Disney is don't watch it. If enough people start watching it, that may hurt them. But people ain't gonna start watching it, especially if you got kids, because your kids gonna watch it. Guys like us, we gonna watch. Guess what? You watch ABC. Guess who owns ABC? Disney. You watch ESPN. Guess who owns ESPN? Disney. So we ain't gonna start watching football. We ain't gonna start watching basketball. We ain't gonna start watching baseball, hockey, whatever sport. You ain't gonna start watching it. And guess
especially when the Lakers lose.
The big mouth down south owns that, and we ain't gonna start watching it. We ain't gonna start watching it.
And just to one more point is, we all of us here could start just fucking doing that algorithm, doing negative shit, and fucking getting 100K subs, you know, off of 2 videos or 1 video. But what does that do?
Or clickbait.
You know or clickbait. Well, I tried some clickbait last night, so let's not talk about clickbait. I tried some.
How'd that work out?
It didn't. I think it would have worked out more if I had caught it a day before.
Yeah.
But because I didn't, everybody knew that it was a bullshit
one time,
video.
Hey man, last night I'm sitting there because he said, "Hey, the No Way Home trailer came out." So I'm like, "Damn, okay, I'm gonna watch it." I'm sitting back eating my turkey sandwich. I said, "Yeah, I'm about to watch this." And he said, "Good too." He was like, "Man, I'm gonna get demonetized for this, man. I'm gonna get a copyright strike." I was like, "Damn." I felt a little bad. I was like, "Damn, you gonna risk that?" Man, you put that shit on. It was a damn Rick Ashley, never gonna give you up video. Or I could have reached with that damn screen.
Rick roll.
Like, what the hell?
I do a stream. We've done one. We're doing another one here, hopefully this next week, called the current state of Disney, because one of the guys on it is a guy by name of Nick Nugent and General Zod. If you pay attention to his channel,
I like General Zod.
Yeah, he's
cool. Zod is gonna war.
He and I have been around.
WWE. I don't know how you go.
Well, you see, him and I, if you guys know the Rumble, that the Rumble was designed for him and me because we talk a lot. So I was trying to think, how can I shut us up? And it was timed. It was like, if we timed ourselves, we'd be fucked. And so that's why that all happened.
That still doesn't work for you.
No, it doesn't.
I know.
But General Zod and Nick Nugent were on a thing that I call the current state of Disney. And one of the first things I did was Nick said that Disney was in trouble. And I said, how are they in trouble? Their stocks, even during COVID, went up. These people are geniuses. And you just can't, you're not going to fight them because you get listen, of all the Star Wars films that came out, the only one that like had a problem was the Solo one. And let's just be honest, over time, it will make its money.
And let me tell you
it'll
this.
take a long time.
Disney will never, because Disney is Americana. You're not going to destroy Americana. No matter how, let's say hypothetically they get in the hole, the government is going to bail Disney out because Disney means so much to these kids.
Is
past generations,
USA.
and they're not going to let that die. I'm here to tell you.
No, you're right. You're absolutely right.
Disney World, you might as well suck a dick because they ain't going nowhere.
And this is the thing, Danny. It's not even about the kids or anything. Disney's credit is fucking platinum. You know what I mean? They are good for whatever the government says. Yeah, we'll lend you this, or
the government good for it. The government has Disney on speed dial for a reference for their credit.
Facts.
I mean,
they're good. Yeah. How much money you need? You need $2 billion? No problem. Here you go. Because they know they're going to get that money back.
When you buy like one of the greatest franchises ever, $4 billion, and to me that blew my mind. That still blows my mind when I think about okay.
How much is that?
When he sold, when Lucas
Think about
sold
all the stuff they own now. Wait. Star Wars, Indiana Jones, Predator, Alien. Do they own? No, they don't own
all the diehards.
All the diehards. I mean, think about what they own. Harry Potter's Warner Brothers. I'm sorry.
No. They ain't gonna get Harry Potter.
Marvel. I mean, think about it. People are even spitting the idea and throwing it out there that they might buy DC.
Mm-hmm.
What are the implications? What are the implications if they buy DC?
I hope they do, because then we will see some of these crossovers. We've seen the comic book with DC characters.
Dude, Marvel, do you not know what that would do?
I'm all for that.
Now, I always say monopoly, but I have always believed that monopolies are only outed if there's a downside to it. America's not going to bitch if Disney's a monopoly.
And there's going to be a hot take. If they get DC, the movie industry might as well go ahead and bow down to comic book movies, because they will be king for the next 20, 30 years.
Mm-hmm.
Can see in the chat. All right, guys. Great topics. We're gonna next week. What we're gonna do is I'm gonna call it a redux edition of the Rule of Three. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go through a lot of our back ones and things that are still current or still relevant. I'm gonna throw it up and I'm gonna put all 12 of them in, so you guys don't have to worry about topics next week. Got lots of extra topics from the past. We're gonna throw them in there, and but with that said, let's go around the chat real quick. Let's go around the stream here, and the panel. Thank you. God, it is that type of week, guys. Let's go around the panel and get the last word from everybody. Comics chat. It's Danny. Danny, tell everybody about yourself and where you can be found.
I am Danny, aka Comic Chat, 1/4 member of this panel that you see here, the Chaos Central Crew. Monday nights, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is my show, Chaotic Conversation. 6 questions, 10 minutes. Is there 6 people on there? I think, yes, 6 people on there. So definitely come and check that out. Try to come up with, I'm throwing it out here. If you got a topic you want to talk about, DM me and I will put it on there if it's a good question. Won't even think twice about it. DM me before lunchtime on Mondays. I'm on Twitter, Comic Chats 2. Comic Chats 2. DM me with a good question and I'll throw it right there in the lineup, bro. Good show. Definitely enjoyed it. See all y'all again Sunday on JJ's show, and I can't wait for next week to see Loki. I guess I'm gonna go to bed tonight and watch Bad Batch. I guess there's nothing else to watch.
It wasn't that bad this week.
It was a good episode.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah,
pretty good.
Yeah, for me, it was the best.
No, I didn't watch the last episodes of Superman and Lois. I heard.
No, you got to watch that.
Yeah,
I gotta catch up on that.
As much as I don't like the kids in that show, and I fast forward the kids and all the stupid shit. No, I really do. I fast forward. I cannot take them. But man, the Lex reveal. Oh my god! I was like, what? They did that?
Why don't the black guys Lex?
No, he's
Yeah.
not.
Oh, he's not?
I got
No,
to
he's
see
not.
this. Don't talk about it too much, guys, because
I'm not
I
gonna
need
tell
to
you.
catch up.
I'm just gonna say he's somebody else.
Okay, good deal.
And the minute I seen what he was doing, I was like, "Oh fuck, that's." And I won't say who.
I haven't watched it since the break, so
Yeah.
I'm behind.
Yeah,
So did
exactly.
I. And then I
About
seen
what?
clips of I seen clips on YouTube, and I was like, "Oh fuck!" They showed Superman doing some evil shit like on his planet. So I was like, "Okay, I gotta go and watch those things," And then I started watching it.
Well, I know it's gonna be just one or two people, so I don't about know who I think it is, but I'll get with you tonight whenever I watch.
I have no fucking idea what you guys are talking about or who it could be because that's me.
Okay, so Donnie, I won't tell you who, but just give me your idea. Who you think? Who do you think it is?
I think it's either Lois' father or the guy that she's on so hard.
You think who?
The guy that she's hounding so hard that used to own the Daily Planet.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right, Anzo, tell everybody about yourself and where you can be found.
Guys can find me at Biggaford Entertainment. See, my camera's fogging up, but it's okay. We're closing up just now. I do appreciate everybody that has come and support the show. Man, I did a Mortal Kombat stream today. That was fun. I'm getting back into my gaming streams, If you guys want to watch, someone play a real game, come over to Biggaford Entertainment.
And also Anzo is doing that in support of the recent Mortal Kombat movie, which he think was fire. So
Yes, that's right. Man, you should see
Nicely
what he
done,
said
Daddy.
about
Nicely
that.
done.
He loved this new one. I mean, he thinks this was the
his
way it should have been.
his favorite was
He's
Cold
actually
Young.
exactly.
It's the most grossing movie right now on HBO, bro.
It is.
Good Lord.
Good Lord.
Boy, somebody needs to check.
I might watch that tomorrow.
I still think it's Justice League. They just don't want to give out the numbers for
Yeah,
that.
I want to see them numbers.
I think that's true too.
Mhm.
I think that's true.
I think that's what I read, unless I'm mistaken. But that's what.
No,
I
no,
saw.
you could be you could be right. I just don't think they're giving the right numbers for Justice League.
Yeah.
Anything else, Anzo?
No, that's it, man. Great show.
All right, man. Gaiskar, tell everybody about yourself.
Basco Scenario. The Basco Scenario is the YouTube channel. Basco Scenario is the Twitter, as well as the Instagram. Gaming clips, of variety games, not just Mortal Kombat and Scorpion. Just saying. And I gotta. He would have kicked my ass in that game day and night. So he's
I know that. I ain't worried
amazing.
about any.
We're not doing the redux of the rule of three next week. We're not doing the 6 questions. We're not doing the chaos list.
Oh yeah,
we're doing the gaming competition.
Oh, that's what we're doing.
Chaos Central Gaming Competition. Yes, we got Anzo tomorrow probably. Yes, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
What we'll do is we'll get together before one of these streams and we'll talk about how we're gonna do it and stuff like that. Who's gonna be in it? Yeah.
Oh,
okay.
I
just want to put that out there right now. I'm sorry, guys. Go ahead.
No, that's pretty much where you can find me, and as well as all chaos shows. Sunday, Bad Batch with JJ hosting it at 8:30, 9 p.m. Mondays for the Chaotic Conversation Danny show. Tuesdays 9 p.m. the Chaos List. Anzo hosts on the Chaos End show. Then Wednesdays 9 p.m. usually this show, the Rule of Three. 10 p.m. the OC. Game Changers at midnight on Tuesdays. So definitely hit me up. And Danny, aren't you hosting the show this Friday?
Yep.
Today?
Yeah, tonight. Yeah.
So catch Danny later.
Yeah, 25 more minutes on my channel. I'll be hosting Storm Live. Please come and support us.
And I'll just say this. I know you guys want to do this tournament and it's Tekken. So yeah, I get it. But why don't you guys come on to Mortal Kombat? You guys need to get that fucking game so that I can
for me.
Yeah, exactly. I'm with Chris.
Is it if you want to buy it for me because you say you're going to kick my ass and they go ahead? I mean,
how much is it?
About $60-$70.
Yeah, I have to look for it.
Fuck no, I don't think that shit.
I ain't got it right now.
I'm gonna pay that for a game I'm gonna suck in.
It comes on
the game to get my ass kicked. No,
exactly.
All right. Anything else, Gaiskar?
No, that's about it. Thank you for having me. Good show.
Yeah, I am Chris Knight. The Real Review 3000 is my channel, of course, here at Chaos Central also, but it's kind of a community effort here. So I don't know. I don't know. We are all leaders among each other here. Tomorrow at, let me double check the time I have it set for tomorrow at, oh wait, is today Friday? Yeah. Okay.
Today
I have
Friday.
I have it set for Sunday at 2. So 3 Eastern Standard Time. So Sunday, I'm sorry, at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we're gonna have What It Means to Be a Geek, the Redux. This was the first thing that I did for this channel before this channel even existed. And I want you guys to check it out, guys. Hey, Mads, what's going on?
well.
Mads is our featured creator. Mads is our featured creator on Chaos Central's Twitter.
Definitely check her out, man.
Yes, please do. Where are you at right now on your subs, Mads? Just checking. Guys, do me a favor. If you're watching this after the fact, if you're watching a replay, thank you very much, first off, for being here. But check down below. If you see a red box that says subscribe, you've done something wrong, and that's you haven't clicked it yet. Click that subscribe button. In fact, go to everybody's channel you see right here. Comics, Danny right there, Onzo, Biggaford Entertainment, and Gaiskar, the Basco scenario. Check out all of those channels. Come over to the Real Review 3000 also. And look for that little red box. If it's red and it says subscribe, you're doing it wrong. You got to click that box, subscribe. The people you see on these shows, on Danny's show, on Onzo's show, we have more than just the 4 of us. Check out these people. Go there. Spread the word about these channels. Spread the word about our channel. Spread the word about this channel. Please help us out. That's how community grows. That's what we're trying to do here. So make sure you spread the word about Chaos Central. Please, guys. Please do that. And you're at $3.99, Mads. Guys, if you're watching this now, if you're watching this after,
get her to at least
somebody get her that sub. With that said, guys, I am Chris Knight, and this has been Chaos Central's The Rule of 3. I don't know, Onzo, if you sent me. I just thought about this. I don't know if you did a outro for me.
You didn't send me the intro.
That's what I thought. Okay, I will send it to you. That's my fault. So, Gaiskar, you're going to get stiffed again. It's going to be the old one, and you're not in that one.
Oh, that's fine.
Yeah, you know what? You're not, you know.
It's all good.
Yeah. All right, anyways, guys, thank you for watching. Peace.